organizational process. We are going to study block 4, organizational processes. In block 4, we are going to study unit 11, organizational communication process. Unit 12, Now, challenges in communication. What are the challenges? Noise. Any factor that disrupts communication, such as poor, encoding, misunderstandings, or environmental disturbances. Suppose there is noise, So that is, noise. Any factor that disrupts communication, that is known as noise, such as poor encoding, misunderstandings, or environmental disturbances. Next is fields of experience. The sender and the receiver's background, knowledge and experiences, affect how the message is encoded, transmitted, and understood. The more overlap in their experiences, the more effective is the communication. Next is verbal communication. Verbal communication involves, using words to convey messages. It can be in written or spoken, form. Written communication. Written communication includes letters, emails, memos, and notices. It is, precise, verifiable, and permanent. However, it can be slow, lead to ambiguity, and create excessive paperwork in an organization. Oral communication, it includes conversations, meetings, and phone calls. It is faster and allows for two-way interaction, reducing misunderstandings. However, it may not be effective for complex information and can be influenced by interpersonal dynamics. Verbal communication, choosing your words. Effective communication depends on choosing words that convey the intended, meaning clearly. Words can have, different interpretations depending on the receiver's understanding. Using abstract terms like participation or democracy can create confusion, as different people may attach, different meanings to these terms. Non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication plays a crucial role in conveying meaning, as it can influence behavior, more than words. About 55% of the message is transmitted through body language, while tone of voice contributes 38% and words only 7%. Body language, actions like, posture, gestures, facial expressions, and eye contact communicate more than words. For example, if a manager's body language contradicts their words, like saying they support open door policies while ignoring an employee, the non-verbal message becomes more powerful than the verbal one. Being mindful of body language ensures consistency between what is said and how it is, expressed. Channels of communication. An organizational structure defines the channels through which information flows, affecting decision-making process. These channels can be intentionally designed or may emerge informally. When communication flows through officially designated channels, it is termed formal communication. Conversely, communication occurring outside these prescribed channels is informal communication, often occurring through networks like the grapevine. Formal communication, downward communication from superior to subordinate, typically involving instructions or directives. Upward communication from subordinate to superior, such as progress reports, performance feedback, or request for resources. Lateral or diagonal communication, communication between employees at the same level, or across departments, which enhances coordination and efficiency. That is diagonal communication. External communication, something from outside, receiving something received from outside, communication between the organization and external parties like customers, suppliers, or regulatory bodies. Suppose any bank is there, it will receive the information, communication from the customers. Then it will receive the information from its head office, higher authorities. Whatever Reserve Bank says, the head office will pass it on to its branches, their regulatory, bodies. Then networks in formal communication. Different formal communication networks have varying impacts on the speed, accuracy, and overall effectiveness of communication. Some key patterns include centralized networks, that is Y and star patterns, effective for simple tasks as one's central position controls information flow. Decentralized networks, that is circle and chain patterns, more effective for complex tasks as information is distributed, allowing for greater flexibility and participation in decision making. Informal communication flows outside formal channels, often referred to as the grapevine. This communication occurs due to employees' social and informal needs, often spreading quickly and widely throughout the organization. Informal communication can be more effective in transmitting information quickly compared to formal channels, but it may lead to misinformation or rumors. Semantic barriers, misinterpretation of words. Words may have different meanings based on context or personal experience. This can lead to misunderstanding, especially in cross-cultural settings or when technical jargon is used. Inconsistent body language. Non-verbal cues can conflict with verbal messages, causing confusion about the intended meaning. Next is psychological barriers, emotional states. A receiver's emotional state, that is anger or anxiety, can affect how they interpret a message. Similarly, preconceived notions or biases about the sender, that is the halo effect, can distort communication. Cognitive dissonance, a person may ignore or reject information that conflicts with their existing beliefs or expectations, leading to selective communication. Filtering, communication often undergoes changes as it passes through various levels of the organization, leading to alterations or distortions of the original message. This selective process can result in miscommunication. Barriers to effective communication, organizational barriers, hierarchical barriers, formal structures in organizations can slow down communication. Informal passing through multiple levels may become delayed or distorted as it gets filtered at each stage. Upward communication issues, employees may filter or alter information when reporting to superiors, either consciously or unconsciously, to present themselves in a better light or avoid conflict. This can lead to missed opportunities for timely problem solving or feedback. Now, next we come, is organizational culture, that is Unit 12, Introduction to Organizational Culture. Organizational culture plays a crucial role in shaping the competency and behavior of its members. As Peter Drucker famously said, culture eats strategy for breakfast, highlighting the importance of culture in driving organizational success. A strong organizational culture helps align behaviors, emotions, and values of employees, creating a unified and effective work environment. By focusing on key behaviors, engaging informal leaders, and tapping into employees' emotions, companies can leverage their cultural strengths. Concept of organizational culture, goals and philosophy, the organization's vision, mission, and ethos guide cultural development. Values, both expressed and unexpressed values, define employee expectations and behaviors. Workplace ecology, the internal environment, including relationships and communication, influences cultural dynamics. Shared beliefs, organizational culture is shaped by the common customs, opinions, and beliefs shared among employees. Behavioral boundaries, the norms of acceptable and unacceptable behaviors within the organization. Key terms in organizational culture: culture, a combination of beliefs, norms, habits, and behaviors that members of an organization share. Values, core ethics that guide the actions of employees even in challenging times. Norms, rules that govern behavior and expectations within the organization. Ethos, the code of conduct that guides employees' interactions. Beliefs, aspirational features that define an organization's culture and aspirations. Philosophy, the organization's personality derived from its mission and societal concerns. Meaning of organizational culture: the organizational culture can be defined as a system that fosters shared meaning among employees, differentiating one organization from another. It reflects various characteristics such as alignment, the alignment of organizational values with employee motivation leads to better outcomes. Innovation and risk taking encourages creativity and calculated risk taking. Precision, a focus on attention to detail and thoroughness. Outcome orientation, priorities, results over processes. Outcome orientation prioritizes results over processes. People orientation considers the impact on employees when making decisions. Team orientation promotes group efforts over individual achievement. Aggressiveness, a competitive, goal-driven environment. Stability focuses on maintaining stability alongside growth. Is resilience, the ability to adopt and bounce back from challenges. Role of organizational culture. The role of culture in an organization is pivotal in guiding business conduct, improving communication, and enhancing employee engagement. Key contributions include direction, provides a clear path for business conduct and decision making. Communication promotes effective communication and idea generation. Employee engagement cultivates high employee satisfaction and retention. Developing organizational culture. Developing a strong organizational culture is a dynamic process that has evolved over time. Early organizational cultures were rigid, but visionary leadership has made way for more inclusive and nurturing environments. Factors contributing to cultural development include leadership behavior. Leaders shape and define cultural norms. Lessons learned, past experiences help from a better cultural foundation. Environmental influence, external factors may lead to changes in internal cultural systems. Time and change. Over time, cultural practices evolve to meet new challenges and objectives. Types of organizational culture: Flamholtz and Rendell, strong versus weak culture. Strong culture, employees align well and organizational values, creating a harmonious and productive environment. Weak culture, lack of alignment, leads to friction and resistance to change. Handy's four types of organizational culture: power culture, role culture, task culture, person culture. Now, power culture means centralized power with informal influences. Role culture means defined roles and formal rules ensuring stability and periodicity and predictability. Task culture means focus on efficiency and team-driven goals, ideal for change-oriented organizations. Person culture means focuses on individual development and decentralized power. Types of organization culture, Cameron and Quinn's competing values framework. Clan culture, a people-oriented, collaborative environment where the organization feels like a family. That is Tata Steel, like you see, then Reliance company. Advocacy culture focuses on innovation and risk taking. That is Amazon. Market culture emphasizes results, competition, profitability. That is Apple company. Hierarchy culture focuses on control and stability through well-defined structures, but often stifles creativity. Traits of a great organization culture. Alignment. When organizational values align with employee motivation, exceptional outcomes are achieved. This synergy fosters employee growth and business profitability. Appreciation, a culture of appreciation, acknowledging efforts with simple words like thank you, boosts workplace satisfaction and productivity. Recognition enhances dignity, reducing turnover and improving performance. Trust between employees and employers creates strong relationships, helping organizations navigate uncertain times smoothly. Traits of a great organizational culture, performance. A focus on performance drives teams towards excellence. Connecting performance with success motivates employees to strive for continuous improvement. Resilience. Resilience helps organizations adapt to change and thrive in times of uncertainty, ensuring employee loyalty and business continuity. Teamwork. Teamwork combines diverse strengths, creating synergies that drive higher collective performance and foster mutual respect among employees. Traits of great organizational culture, integrity. High integrity builds long-lasting partnerships. Organizations that value honesty and truthfulness encourages sustainable growth. Innovation. Innovation brings agility and revitalizes the company, enhancing efficiency and profitability by introducing new ideas and processes. Psychological safety. A safe environment reduces workplace anxiety, increasing employee engagement and loyalty. Building a sustainable organization culture, shine in recognition. Recognizing employees' contributions boosts motivation and fosters business growth. Personalized and social recognition can have a significant impact. Gift voice to employees. Encourage feedback through various listening tools, promoting a culture where employees feel heard and valued. You see, human intervention. Managers should focus on non-verbal cues and feedback to create a supportive work environment, boosting, profitability. Ambience also should be very good. Building a sustainable organizational culture. Redefine culture advocates as leaders. Cultivate leaders who embody the organization's values to inspire others and set a strong cultural example. Outlive organizational values. Embodying core values boosts motivation and reinforces a strong, unified organizational culture. Forge teams. Combing employees' unique strengths leads to greater organizational success and competitive advantage. Building a sustainable organizational culture as an irrevocable, intangible. Nurture a strong culture through hiring practices that align employees' values with the companies to ensure long-term retention. Tailor-made employees, experience. personalize employee experiences to strengthen their connection with the company culture and boost trust, show proactive allyship, support employees through challenges, demonstrating care and reinforcing cultural bonds, focus on holistic development, offer skill upgrading opportunities to employees, boosting both personal growth and company success while reducing turnover, culture by choice, that is culture by chance, culture by choice. This opportunity allows organizations to consciously select cultural traits that align with employees' satisfaction, engagement, and long-term success. Culture by choice. Unplanned cultural development may lead to misalignment and lack of sustained employees' commitment. Creating an ethical organization culture. Be a role model. Senior management should lead by example, setting ethical standards that employees are likely to follow. For example, if the manager of a office comes late, then employees will also start coming late. If the manager comes before time, you see all the employees will come before time. Communicate ethical expectations. Clear communication of ethical values and codes helps employees understand expectations and act accordingly. Ethical training, regular training reinforces ethical standards and helps employees navigate dilemmas. Creating an ethical organizational culture, reward ethical acts, recognize and reward ethical behavior while addressing unethical actions, creating a culture of integrity. Provide protective, mechanisms, ensure employees can report unethical behavior without fear of, retaliation, supporting a culture of openness and accountability. If any employee is having any problem, he should not be afraid. He should come out with that problem. He should tell to his bosses the problem. Then they will solve the problem. Changing organizational culture, introduction of new values, introducing new values requires changing, aligning, behavior with the organization's vision, socialization of new members, bring in new employees who fit the culture, gradually reshaping the workforce. Clear communication, consistent messaging is essential for cultural transformation with managers embodying new values. Spirituality and organization culture, workplace spirituality, emphasis meaningful work and community, recognizing the inner life of employees, reasons for interest in spirituality, helps manage stress, integrates personal and professional lives, and improves organizational behavior. Features of a spiritual organization are benevolence, sense of purpose, trust and respect, open-mindedness, benevolence, support for kindness and employee welfare, sense of purpose, profit is not the only focus, purpose and values matter. Trust and respect, mutual respect, honesty and open communications are the key. Open-mindedness, encouraging creativity and flexibility. So this was about our, unit 12. In the unit 12, we have, studied, about organizational culture. We have studied its definition. Then we have studied key elements, values and norms. Then we studied, rituals and routines, communication style, importance in management, functions, influence on decision making, employee motivation and retention, change management, Then now we come on the, unit 13th. It is about managing change, Now the concept of organizational change refers to the changes that occur across the organization. It implies that the change brings in a fundamental orientation in the way that the organizations use a certain process or issues, thereby bringing in a change in the way it is carried out in business. It does not include minor changes like adding a new person in the group, modifying a program, etc. Key drivers of organization change are technological innovation, cost reduction, competition, competitive advantage, global culture. Nature of change, transformation. Change involves moving to a different state, adopting and evolving processes, structures, and thinking. Dissatisfaction with the old, a belief in the need for change arises from dissatisfaction with the status quo. Continuous process change is ongoing, intrinsic, and predictable, but it can also be bipolar, leading to positive or negative, outcomes. Faster pace, the rate of change is accelerating in today's, business environment. Preparing for change, process of change, preparing for change, organizations must assess why change is needed, the difference between the current and future state, and identify affected components. Beginning the change process, the strategy for change is finalized with a focus on minimizing the impact on those most affected, implementing change, aligning subunits, ensuring all stakeholders understand the outcomes, and involving key participants in the process is crucial to embedding change. Models of change. Kurt Levin's model, unfreezing dissatisfaction with the current state to motivate change, changing, mobilizing resources to implement change, refreezing, stabilizing the organization in the new state. Deer's model, a 6-step process focused on task alignment, including joint diagnosis, shared vision, consensus, and institutionalizing change. Shaw's model, change is evolutionary and messy. Key elements include understanding change drivers, developing change strategies, and selecting change leaders. Models of change. AGGARWAL model, a good oriented model with 5 stages: awareness, desire, knowledge, ability, reinforcement. So awareness of the need for change, desire to participate, knowledge of how to change, ability to implement change, reinforcement to sustain change. Porter's model, 8 steps for effective change, including creating urgency, building a team, developing a vision, removing obstacles, and institutionalizing change. Next is McKinsey 7-S model, focuses on aligning 7 internal elements, that is strategy, structure, system, skill, staff, style, and values. So these are, 7, S model. So strategy, structure, system, skill, staff, style, and values. Next is Kobler-Ross 5-stage model. Describes the emotional stages of change: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. This is 5. 5 models are there: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. Helping individuals, transition. Resistance to change, introductions to resistance. Change is an inevitable and constant part of any organization, but people often resist, it due to various reasons. Now, suppose you are, doing one work in office, you are doing for the last so many months. But whenever they will change your work, you will, resist. This resistance can be due to organizational issues or individual group, challenges. Now, organizational issues leading to resistance. Lack of coordination. If change initiates do not consider the connection between strategy, structure, and systems, they are likely to fail. Poor project management. Ineffective management can cause delays and lead to failure in achieving desired outcomes. Inadequate training, insufficient training, especially in areas like project management or leadership, can impede change. Poor communication, failure to communicate change properly can lead to increased resistance from employees. Weak leadership, ineffective leadership can undermine change initiatives and hinder progress. Individual group resistance to change. Resistance arises when individuals or groups react to change, whether by passive undermining or active opposition. Common forms include individual versus collective, passive versus active, direct versus indirect, behavior versus verbal. Reasons for resistance are fear of the unknown, loss of control, loss of face, loss of competency, need for security, poor timing, loss of comfort zone, lack of confidence, lingering resentment, lack of support. So the reasons are fear of the unknown, loss of control, loss of face, loss of competency, need for security, poor timing, loss of comfort zone, lack of confidence, lingering resentment, lack of support. Political management and personal, factors are other factors influencing resistance include political factors, management factors, individual factors, group factors, organizational factors. Political factors means favoritism and biased decision making. Management factors means poor management style. Individual factors means personal characteristics like personality. Group factors means cohesive, herd mentality or peer, pressure. Organizational factors means increased workload, new challenges or disruptions. Forms of organizational change are organizational design and restructuring, change in the organizational structure and work processes such as virtual structures due to the pandemic, turnaround management, reviving struggling companies through strategic interventions often seen in corporate restructuring, mergers and acquisitions, combining companies to enhance financial strength, market share, or operational efficiency. Business process re-engineering, redesigning business process for improved performance. Total quality management, focusing on continuous improvement and customer satisfaction across all processes. Outsourcing, delegating non-core functions to external entities to reduce costs and focus on core competencies. Organizational development, OD, organizational development focuses on planned interventions to improve organizational effectiveness. It involves behavioral science knowledge, applying psychology and sociology to understand and influence organizational behavior. W. Beck-Guire, 1970, CSR includes a broader responsibility to society, such as environmental conservation and fair treatment of employees and customers. 1979, CSR involves economic, legal, ethical, and discretionary expectations. This was said by Carroll. 1980, CSR is a process to meet societal obligations beyond legal requirement. This was told by Thomas M. Jones. 2010, CSR involves transparent behavior contributing to sustainable development and stakeholders' expectations. ISO 26000. Benefits of CSR, lessons to operate. CSR helps companies gain trust and permission from communities, not just the government. Attracting employees, strong CSR programs can boost employee morale and attract talent. Community engagement, CSR can integrate communities into supply chains, improving livelihoods and securing resources. Enhanced reputation, responsible corporate behavior builds goodwill and strengthens brand image. Drivers of CSR, according to KPMG 2011, the key drivers for engaging in CSR include economic considerations, ethical considerations, innovation and learning, employee motivation, cost savings, risk management, access to capital and increased stakeholder value, reputation and brand image, market position, stronger supplier relationships. Defining ethics in CSR. Ethics in CSR guides businesses in making morally sound decisions for their actions. It helps in determining what is right or wrong based on reasoned arguments rather than just personal opinions. These ethical considerations should apply consistently across different CSR contexts. Now, types of ethics in CSR. Personal ethics, professional ethics, organizational ethics. Personal ethics, individuals, you see, own views on right and wrong, which might conflict with organizational or professional ethics. Professional ethics, codes of conduct specific to professionals, that is doctors, oath, guiding decisions in CSR. Organizational ethics, companies may have their own set of ethical guidelines or values that shape CSR actions, that is Tata Motors, CSR, mission, ethical theories in CSR, you see, contractarian, you see, view. This theory suggests that morality is based on agreements companies have ethically in CSR because it benefits their business interests. It emphasizes the role of businesses in improving communities who cannot make, you see, such agreements. Utilitarianism, consequentialism, morality is about maximizing the well-being of the business and community. The aim is to achieve the greatest good for the greatest number. This theory is common in business decisions, though predicting future outcomes can be challenging. Ethical theories in CSR. Deontology, this theory focuses on the morality of actions themselves, not their consequences. It asserts that actions should be done because they are inherently right and not justified by the outcomes they produce. It emphasizes duty over consequences as proposed by philosopher Immanuel Kant. So this was, we have studied, you see, ethical theories in CSR. So in this particular, you see, lesson, we started with, you see, types of organizational communication. So we will just do a quick revision. Organizational communication is a crucial process within management functions as it involves the exchange of information, ideas, and instructions that help coordinate activities and achieve organizational goals. Effective communication facilitates better decision making, conflict resolution, and alignment with strategic objectives. Now, in this, we studied types of, you see, organizational communication. Organizational communication is broadly divided into internal within the organization and external outside the organization communication. Now, internal communication will be, you see, suppose in a company there are 100 employees, you see. So there is one, the directors are there, then executive directors are there. Then general manager is there, deputy general manager is there, assistant general manager is there, chief manager is there, senior manager is there, deputy manager is there, then managers are there, then officers are there. So all these, you see, there are these, you see, posts are there. So internal communication means, if suppose, you see, one officer writes to another, that is internal, you see, correspondence. Seniors can write to juniors, juniors can also write to seniors, you see. So this is what is known as internal, you see, correspondence, communication. Then what is, you see, vertical communication. Under internal communication, there is vertical communication, upward communication, and downward communication, and horizontal communication. Under internal communication, there are 4 types of, you see, communications. That is, you see, vertical communication. It flows between different levels of the organization. Upward communication from employees to higher, you see, management. Horizontal communication flows between departments or employees at the same level. Now we come on external communication. Suppose somebody from outside has written to you. Suppose consider a bank branch. Any customer has written to you. That is external communication. This is communication with external stakeholders like customers, suppliers, investors, and regulators. It includes marketing, public relations, and customer service, you see, activities. Now suppose, you see, in a bank, we take example of bank, any customer, you see, is written that my ATM has not come. So you will follow it up with the ATM department and send him the ATM. Somebody says my checkbook has not come. He has communicated to the bank that my checkbook has not come. So you will follow with the checkbook department and send him the checkbook. Similarly, PIN number not received. So you will follow up with PIN number department and send the person the PIN. So this is external communication. It is between the customer and the bank. Under external communication also, external communication, this communication with external stakeholders. Now next is channels of communication. How many channels of communication are there? Channels of communication are formal channel, informal channel, and digital channel. Digital channel is email, messages, internets, video conferencing. Now next we studied organization culture. What is the culture of the organization? So same should be maintained, same should be followed. Or if any improvement can be done in that, we should do the improvement. Now, organization culture. What is organization culture? Organizational culture refers to the shared values, beliefs, practices, and behaviors within an organization. Now, key elements are values and norms, artifacts and symbols, rituals and routine, communication style. Then importance in management functions, influence on decision making, employee motivation and retention, change management. Tech companies like Google or Apple, emphasize a culture of innovation, collaboration, and creativity, which influences how employees approach projects and problem solving. Then next we studied, managing changes. We studied about the, changes. Managing change involves, guiding an organization through, transitions, whether strategic, structural, or procedural, to meet evolving business needs, technologies, or market demands. So after this, we studied, corporate social responsibility. What is corporate social responsibility? Corporate social responsibility refers to organizations' commitment to contribute positively to society and the environment beyond profit making. The purpose of the company should not be only profit making. So it should contribute to the society. It should contribute to the society. It should contribute to the environment. It gives so many jobs to the people. If any company comes up, big company, so many people will get employment in that area. Local people will get employment because company wants, if they stay nearby, it is good for the company. They can be called at any time. They can go late also, there is no problem. House is next. So CSR refers to an organization's commitment to contribute positively to society and environment beyond profit making. CSR efforts include community engagement, environment sustainability, and ethical labor practices. CSR focus areas are environment responsibility, philanthropic responsibility, ethical responsibility, economic responsibility. Benefits are enhanced reputation, customer loyalty, employee satisfaction. And examples are, they have given Starbucks corporate social responsibility initiates include ethically sourcing coffee, reducing waste, and engaging in community service projects. Next, we are on ethics. Now, what do you mean by ethics? Ethics in an organization refers to moral principles and values that govern behavior and decision making, ensuring that actions align, with what is right and just. So we should in the organization, you see, when we work, we should have high integrity. You see, we should not have low integrity. We should have high integrity plus, you see, ethics. So components of ethical practice are code of conduct, training programs, leadership, you see, commitment. So code of conduct, a formal document outlining acceptance and unacceptable and acceptable behaviors guiding employees' actions. A formal document, there should be a document which should contain, you see, acceptable and unacceptable behaviors. Which should contain this, and every employee should sign that every year. You see, because new employees also come, so company should take every year. Then training programs. Yes, training is very necessary. You see, physical training, theoretical training, it is very necessary. You see, we learn a lot. There are many doubts, you see, in the mind, which we can, you see, clear in the training with the, you see, coach, with the instructor, with the trainer. Next is, you see, leadership commitment. You see, now leaders set the ethical tone and, you see, act as role models, fostering a culture of integrity, whistleblowing mechanisms, and encouraging employees to report unethical behavior without fear of retaliation. So employees should not be, you see, they should not have any fear like, you see, if I'll report this matter, you see, I will lose my job. If there is anything wrong, it is better to tell to the boss, you see, so that timely action can be taken. Sometimes if we don't tell about the wrong and time passes away, then that wrong cannot be corrected. So we should always tell if there is anything wrong to our boss. Then we have studied after this importance of, you see, ethics in management. What is the importance of ethics in management? Risk management, trust and loyalty, sustainable growth, you see. In ethical practices help prevent legal issues, scandals, and fines. So ethical practices, you see, help prevent legal issues, you see. There will not be legal issues, you see. Then scandals also will not be there. Then fines will also be not there. Then trust and loyalty. Stakeholders, customers, employees, investors trust organizations that prioritize, you see, ethical behavior. You see, this is very important. You see, stakeholders, customers, employees, and investors trust organizations that prioritize ethical behavior, and then they will keep on investing in those, you see, companies where ethical behavior is there. They'll keep on, you see, investing. Then sustainable growth. The company will also grow. Ethical organizations are more likely to enjoy long-term success as they, you see, earn loyalty and reduce, you see, turnover. They have explained by one example also. You see, Johnson & Johnson's credo emphasizes ethics and social responsibility, guiding their, you see, response to product safety issues with the transparency and accountability. So there are 4 areas, you see, 4 chapters, you see, we have studied. So this was about, you see, ethics. So in this particular chapter, we have, you see, studied in this particular, you see, chapter, we have studied, you see, organizational communication. Then we have studied, you see, organizational culture. Then we have studied managing change. Then, you see, we have studied, you see, corporate social responsibility and ethics. Corporate social responsibility and ethics. So, organizational communication is a crucial process with management functions as it involves the exchange of informal, you see, ideas and instructions that help coordinate, you see, activities and achieve organizational goals. Effective communication facilitates better decision making, conflict resolution, and alignment with strategic objectives. Then organizational culture. Organizational culture refers to the shared values, beliefs, practices, and behavior within organization. Then next is managing change. Managing change involves guiding an organizations through transitions, whether strategic, structural, or procedural, to meet evolving business needs, technologies, or market demands. This is our managing change. Then we studied, corporate social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility refers to an organization's commitment to contribute positively to society and the environment beyond profit making. Corporate social responsibility efforts include community engagement, environment sustainability, and ethical labor practices. Then we studied after this ethics. So under ethics we studied, ethics is an organization. Ethics in an organization refers to moral principles and values that govern behavior and decision making, ensuring that actions align with what is right and just. So types of ethics in CSR are personal ethics, professional ethics, organizational ethics. Personal ethics, individuals' own views on right and wrong, which might conflict with organizational or professional ethics. Professional ethics, codes of conduct specific to professions, that is doctor's oath. That I will, do my profession very nicely. Guiding decisions in CSR, either or doctor before practice, he takes the oath, Organizational ethics, companies may have their own set of ethical guidelines or values that shape CSR, actions. That is Tata Motors CSR mission. Then ethical theories in CSR, contractarian view. This theory suggests that morality is based on agreements. Companies behave ethically in CSR because it benefits their business interests. It emphasizes the role of businesses in improving communities who cannot, make such agreements. Then utilitarianism, consequentialism, morality is about maximizing the well-being of business and community. The aim is to achieve the greatest good for the greatest number. This theory is common in business decisions. Through predicting future outcomes can be challenging. So we have studied deontology, and we have, in deontology, this theory focuses on the morality of actions themselves, not their consequences. So students, we are closing this session. Thank you very much, students.